the original material design video that they talk about how they developed material design. But if you go on Canvas for this week, which is the week of November 18th, there's a video here that this guy talks about native apps versus mobile apps. Did I talk about that last class? The difference between native app and mobile app? Basically, a native app is an app that's running in the OS, right? If you would have an app that runs in native iOS or native Android, that's what a native app is. And then what a mobile app is basically an app that kind of runs in the browser, like Canvas. Canvas is an app. It runs in the browser. It's a mobile app. And so this guy talks a little bit about, why you would use one over the other, and then he complains about, how Apple is very, they approve everything that goes into their system, which is great for virus protection and stuff like that, right? You're most likely not going to get a virus from an app, from the App Store, right? And Google's pretty good at that as well, but they're a little bit more open. So, there's some. Then we did talk about forms last class. I did talk about Sketch. Today we're talking about color and design, and there's more material design templates and here. And then there's a video I made last semester on how to use XD. Some of you talked about Experience Designer if you want to try that. Again, I will demonstrate this next Tuesday on how to use Experience Designer. It's not that hard. The key to using Experience Designer is that I don't really work inside Experience Designer. I would make something in Illustrator and then import it into Experience Designer. You can do that very easily. In fact, you can actually copy and paste and so on. Again, here under color design, there's their color guide. Remember our emotional color guide? You might want to write about that in your proposal. Okay, I chose a nice yellow. What was yellow? Here's our chart. Trusting. Here it is. It was yellow. Warm. Oh, that's orange. Optimism, warm, friendly. Yellow, I guess, optimism, warm. Think of the companies, Nikon, UPS, Best Buy. I love Best Buy, right? I don't know. Maybe you write about that. That's the PDF right there. Why you chose a certain color scheme for your product. So it's there. Okay, again, if you click here, it'll take you to the color system, which is here. This is, again, on the Material.io website, which is basically Google. How Google color system works is by using pretty much solid colors. A lot of very saturated colors. You know the word saturation, the amount of color is saturation. So, they use a lot of really solid colors, hence the word flat design. If you scroll down, they have little themes you can choose if you want. Again, they start with a medium. As you can see here, this is 500. What is this system going from? So again, you have tints. So they're starting with a solid, highly saturated color. That's with 500. Really saturated. Then adding lightness to it, or adding darkness to it. Then they have a secondary color that is very similar, and the secondary color is like not necessarily complementary color, but it's a color that I don't know what I'm going to say. Complementary would be opposite. And then, of course, they have the whole hierarchical, legibility, expressive, color theme creation. Again, you have a secondary color. You have your primary color, a variant of the primary color, a secondary color, and a variant of that secondary color. Then they have the common background surface errors and primary, secondary, and so on. And then, again, they have a video here you can watch, a little animation, how to choose the color. Again, they went from the 500 to the 700. And then they give you an example what it would look like, right? And then the other thing you'll notice is the plus here has a drop shadow to it. Okay, I'll quickly go over how to do drop shadow and sketch. How about we do drop shadow and sketch, and we'll do the drop shadow and what, Illustrator or Photoshop? Photoshop's, I'll do both. How about we do all? Again, you can see the dark one at the menu bar at the very top, way up there is the dark one, and then this one is the main color here. Notice how they're using hexadecimal values, but you can also use an RGB value as well. Probably the hexadecimal values are the easiest to go from one program to the other. Again, choosing your primary color, secondary color, and then a variant, and you'll see that this purple now is the button here. And they're kind of giving you an idea on how to choose the colors, right? Again, if you choose this one, then this would be a good, as well as this one. And then to get you the idea, typography as well, where to place things. Again, the font you would use for Android is what? Styx. Your favorite Styx song? What's your favorite Styx song? Styx, you don't know the band Styx? Roboto, right? That's not your favorite song in Styx? Del Mar Gato, Mr. Roboto, Domo. Domo. You guys ever heard that song? Thank you very much, Mr. Roboto, for doing the jobs nobody wants to. 1979. I bought that album when it first came out. 1980. My sister stole it. She has it. Whoa. Roboto, again, you could use that as well. Again, here's the colors. You get the idea here. Again, they have alternative themes. You know, something like this where you got really different. This is a triad, right, with 3 colors. 1, 2, 3. But again, this is really, woo, look at that. Very contrasty because they use very highly saturated colors, as you can see here. If you want to try the tool, there is a tool. Where's the link? There is a tool here. Here it is, the Material Design Palette tool. It's right here in the reading. You can click on that and it takes you to the tool. This is called the Material Palette Generator. And in this generator, you can choose colors. So let's say you want to, of course you don't like this blue and you don't like this green right here, whatever. So you can choose your own color over here. So again, this is a tool that you can get from the website. You can change the hue. So maybe you're making maybe you're making a foresty app or something, I don't know, something with green. You can choose a green that you like, as you can see here. And then once you choose there, you can have a secondary color where you choose the another color. And of course, green and red are kind of complementary, so I might not choose that, but maybe I choose a nice, is green and purple okay? No. How about green and yellowish? Earth tones. How about orange? Orangish. Is that a word, orangish? And then you can go then view the colors that you chose. Again, oof, that's pretty ugly, this one. I don't know. Gimme. I can't get a yellow out. Oh, here, let's go higher. Here we go. Get a yellow out of that. There we go. Green and yellow. We're like BP, right? Isn't it BP? Green and yellow. View in the color tool. And when you click on view in the color tool, it'll give you an example of what it will look like down here. So you'll see it takes that darker, remember the darker version, and puts it up here, right? Remember the darker version? Then there's the solid one, and then there's the the button kind of color. And then so it gives you an example, and it gives you the whole number right here. Then the beauty of this whole thing is that you can export it out and then use that export in your other programs. Right? See the export up there? So you can then say export, and it'll ask you, do you want iOS or do you want Android, right? Do you see it? iOS or Android or CodePen? I don't know what the CodePen is, but we'll try it. Oh, it gives you all the CSS. Look at you people in the HTML class. Look at that. What do we got here? We got HTML. You get the CSS right there, and you get the JavaScript right there. Don't even have to write all that stuff. It writes it for you. Tools today make things so much easier, don't they? Okay, so what a beautiful way. So we can save that if we want. Oh, we gotta log in. Oh, really? What do I have to log into? I don't want to log in. How about export for iOS? And oh, look, it's a Swift palette. Look at that. It's a color palette I can import right into Swift. Very interesting. Or, here we go. Probably the easiest way to get all these colors into what you want is, of course, what? Screen capture. We could just make a screen capture, maybe. Right? Right there. So take a screen capture is very good. Okay, let me demonstrate some software today. First, let's look at how to do a material design example in Sketch. Okay, so here we go. If we go to Sketch here, this is the one we made last class. Let's review that. Do you remember what we made last class? Again, we were just making areas. I was talking about how easy it is to put in content and try and organize that content. But let's try and make a new example today. We'll kind of follow more of a material design. So again, I'm going to start with a new document inside of Sketch. Then inside of Sketch, remember, in order to start with a screen in Sketch, we start with a new document. So we go under Insert Artboard, and again over here we have different types of phones that you might want to use. And now I got is Apple. You want an Android. Since we're doing an Android example today, let's choose Android. How about that? And then these are kind of old. Isn't there a Pixel 4 now, right? Isn't there a Pixel 4? Yeah. Okay, these are kind of old. I don't know. Maybe you want which phone you want? You want a Pixel 3, Pixel XL? How about a Galaxy? Anybody have a Galaxy or a Nexus? How about a Galaxy 10, S10? That's a popular one. So we can drag that out. Here's the Galaxy S10 right there. Again, you can name these. You could call this opening screen if you want. There we go. Somehow you can name it. And then again, if you want to use the material design, it's a little goofy in that if you remember when I brought an image in to this program, it has to be in a kind of a window. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to kind of make a new artboard, and I'm going to draw it over here. Kind of draw the artboard over here. Then what I'm going to do is I can bring in my image by using the insert image option, and I'm going to drag that screenshot that I brought in, right? Remember the screenshot that I brought in? Here it is. And I'm going to put it here in this artboard over here. So here is my color palette and kind of my look here. You see it? So now I can use that as a way of building my interface. Okay, so here we go. To build my interface, I can then start with a, again, you can build simple shapes inside this interface by just going under, and I'm going to click in here. I want to build everything inside this one. I'm just using this for the colors. Okay, I'm just using this for the colors. So to insert some artwork, you can go under Insert Shape, and I'm going to put a rectangle, and we're going to just kind of, I'm not going to do the exact size, we're just kind of eyeballing it here. So I'm going to sort of put in the shape at the top there, but of course I want it to be this green that I chose here. And if you click on the color down here, you can then go and use the eyedropper right here. There is an eyedropper, and I can just come over and click on my, oh no, we want the dark green. We want the dark green here. So there's my dark green. Next I can insert another image, another shape, another rectangle, and again, I don't know why, here we go, and then we can draw. I'm just eyeballing it right now, and I can then go and choose my green right there, and then you notice it's using black as a text because this green isn't quite dark enough to put a white on there. It'd probably be better. I should have chose a sort of a brighter green or a darker green there or something. And then, of course, these rectangles have a stroke, and I don't want the stroke there. And so if I zoom in, you can see that I'm basically using the same colors that I got from the material design tool that I was looking at. Next, I'm going to put some text on there. To put text inside of Sketch, again, the insert is where all your pieces are. You can say text right there. And then I can click inside there and type in something. And this is, what did I say? This is the Forest app. And then instead of using San Francisco, we can use our Roboto. I don't even know if Roboto's on here. I think at one point I installed it on this computer. No. I guess I didn't install Roboto. Bummer. How about we use Verdana? Everybody loves Verdana. Again, when you're choosing font, you got different font faces. You got regular, you got bold, and then you got a size here. Is there 2 R's in Forest, or is there 1? Is this Forrest Gump? Okay, so again, you can see that you can choose the colors from here. Then if I'm putting, and let me put some more images in. Let me go get a picture of a forest. Again, we can go and steal some, go steal some images. How about we steal from Flickr? And what are we looking for? Forest? And when you're stealing, make sure you choose commercial use and modification allowed. And let's see, do we have a forest? This must be Forrest Gump. Is that Forrest Gump? Oh, cats are cute. I guess the cat's called Forrest. Is this the Bubba Gump Shrimp Market down there in Monterey? Where's a forest? These are not very good forests. Am I spelling forest wrong? Is there 1 R in forest? Or 2 R's? 2 R's or 1 R? 1 R? There we go. We're getting a little bit better forest now. How about this one? That's not very good quality, is it? Okay, so how about this one? That's not very good quality either. None of these are good quality. Okay, well, let's just choose one and we'll go with it. Well, last one, I'm going to choose this one. Let's download it, put it on our computer. And then inside of Flickr, inside of Canvas, we can import by going under Insert Image, and we can bring in our forest. That's definitely not what I wanted. Insert image. I guess it's Date modified. Wouldn't have put the latest one here. Is this the forest? And I can scale that down, put it into my window. Okay, let's talk about putting in the button then. So let's say that this is a image, and we wanted to, we wanted to put a person in here. Remember last class how I was showing you how to do a mask and things like that. So maybe this is in this app, you have people rating images and so on. So again, if we want, we can bring in a picture of a person. And if I can find a person, I don't know where the person was last time. Oh, here's a person. I just saw a person. Here's a person. You remember that? I think we did this one. Okay, so here's our person. This is going to be a rating app, okay? And so again, if you remember from last class, I made a vector shape by putting an oval over top of the person, using the shift key to make a perfect circle. Again, you can use the arrow keys to move things around. So if you put a vector shape over top of an image, you can simply go and select it and then use the mask option up here at the top of the bar up here. Boom. And it puts them in a mask. And so then let's give her a screen name. And of course this would be their avatar name. We'll call it timing. I don't know what I'm calling it timing for, but I just did. Let's change the color of this and change the font size and all that stuff. I don't know where the color is under fills. You want to do black. So timing, and then of course we could have if you want to do a text box, you can do insert text. Now if you draw a text box like this, it'll then wrap around there, so we can import and as you can see, it wraps around, and then we could change the font of that to regular. And of course we don't want to have that color, we want it to be black. Okay, you get the idea. So we do that. Now if we want to see more pictures from this person, we want to have a button. If you looked at the Android example that they have there, you'll notice they have their little plus button right here. That's a very common way of either closing something or going to more information or something. In addition, they also have a slider. Do you see that? There's a slider here. So there's a slider and the kind of plus button right here. So let's mimic this, and we'll do a drop shadow so you can see how to do the drop shadow. So in this case, it's either close or do something with a button like that. Maybe we put an arrow in there so we can see more. So a lot of times they'll just do a solid color. So let me just give you a solid color. So if I go under there and I make an oval here, let's just say we want to make it when the person clicks on this, they want to see more forest photos from this person. I can put a circle on there, and I'm going to turn the border off. And again, I want to choose the same yellow that I have over here. So again, I'm going to click on there, and again, if I choose color, there is an eyedropper, and I can go and choose my yellow eyedropper right there. So again, you can suck up colors from an image that I took from a previous. And then let's say we want to put an arrow in here, so it's an arrow that looks like we're going somewhere with an arrow. To put an arrow in there, we can quickly go and use the shape here and use the polygon tool right here, or a triangle right there. That'll do the same thing. We could give ourselves an arrow in there. Again, the arrow I'm going to make a pure black and kind of put it over top of that, and then let's rotate it so it looks like it's going in an area. Why can't I rotate? There's no rotate here. There's got to be a way to rotate this. It's a scale. Rotate. There we go. Rotate 90 degrees and put it in there. Again, if you want to align things in this program, just like you can do in Illustrator and Photoshop, you can click on both of them, click on both objects, and over here in this program, you'll see you have your alignment tools right here, and that'll align things. This is align center, align center. So a simple shape like that. Now let's talk about the drop shadow. The material design often has a drop shadow that's associated with an object, so it looks like it's kind of above the surface. To do the drop shadow in this program, you actually select the object, and over here they do have options for a shadow option. To do, and I know it's all the way down here in the corner. Let me bring this up a little bit so you can see. Oh gosh, hold on. Let me move this up a little bit and scroll down here. Again, over here you'll see there is a shadow option right here, and they have an inner shadow and a blur. Now to do the shadow, if I click on it, you can click on it. And, oh God, let me get rid of this background here. Now that I move my window, okay, again, let me make this a little bigger. You have a shadow over here, and material design actually has the ability to really adjust the way the shadow is located, and so you have an X and a Y, and if you click on it, you'll see it's the distance from your object. You can see. And then here, X, I could give that a distance as well. I guess that's offset. I don't know what the difference between X is. There's a blur here that makes it more blurrier or less blurrier. And then spread is how big it is. And then to adjust the angle, there's got to be a way to adjust the angle. No, I don't. Oof, it's putting more on there. Seems to just put it underneath it. I would love to be able to adjust the angle. Oh, that's for the whole object. I'm not sure how to adjust the angle. I'll have to find that. But you get the idea. You can add a shadow to the background to make it look like it's sitting up from behind the object. So again, that would be something that is there. Again, the last thing I'll show in Sketch today will be, of course, how to duplicate. Whenever you're working over in Sketch, you'll notice that I called it opening screen right here, and you'll see that all the pieces are here for this object, and it's called opening screen. If you want to make a secondary screen, so when the person clicks on this arrow, it'll go to a new screen, and you're going to design that screen, you can actually duplicate this screen. How you can duplicate the screen is either by clicking here and right-clicking and saying duplicate right here. That'll actually make a total copy of all the content that's in that artboard, or of course you can also use the option click and drag and make it a completely separate there. So option click and drag, and then we can call this timing person, I don't know. And then you can go and remove what you don't want from that, and then maybe you want to keep some of the content, move this stuff up here. And then of course we don't need this here. Maybe it's a back button and you want to duplicate that. You can actually then go and switch that around. Maybe they're going back after they view the thing. So I don't know. It's a very useful tool, this Sketch. And so you can also do something called prototyping right here, where you actually highlight objects, and I'll demonstrate this next week. How about that? Where you can add links right here, and you link from one artboard to the next artboard, and you can actually add animations in there where it swipes and things like that. But let's do that next week. Let me demonstrate how to do the shadow and things like this. You want to do Illustrator or Photoshop for shadow and stuff? Material design in Photoshop or Illustrator? Illustrator? Okay. Okay, let's take our material design ideas and we'll put them into Illustrator next. Let me stop this so we can make